Hello and welcome kids once again to your science classes of grade 5th. In this part of the video kids, I am again going to revise your very first chapter of your science course book, that is about growing plants, because related to this chapter only homework I have given you to complete in this week. So this video will help you and will assist you in completing your homework more properly, more neatly and cleanly, and proper understanding of the things will be there. Already I have uploaded the videos of the explanation of the lesson as well as the book exercises and question answers, but again once again I am uploading the video so that you can do your work more properly now onwards. So the very first page, that is page number 7 of your science course book, as you can see over here, there is a pictorial activity in which first one is done for you. There are unjumbled words. There are jumbled words which you have to arrange properly the letters and make the proper words. So second will be fruits. Where is the second one? Yes, it is fruits. Third will be cloth. Fourth is flowers. Fifth is wood, and sixth is food. So it was very simple, which you can also do easily. Then come to the page number 10, in which there are true false. We have to write T and F. So first one is plants are non-living things. So you all know it is a false statement. Plants are also living things. Second, seeds are present inside flowers. It is also false because seeds are present inside the fruits. Third is roots absorb water and minerals from the soil. True. Outer covering of a seed is called seed leaf. False. Outer covering of a seed is known as seed coat. It is the outer brown covering which is known as seed coat. Coconut and lotus seeds are dispersed by wind. False. They are dispersed by water. So this is your keyword section. As you can see, lots of keywords are there in your chapter 1, and that's what you have to start your classwork notebook with. In your science fair notebook, first you will write date, chapter 1, name of the chapter growing plants, and then you will give the heading keywords. These are the keywords. Let's memorize section is only your keywords. So you will give the heading keywords and you will write all these keywords and their whatever explanation is given about the germination, seed coat, cotyledons, dispersal, agriculture crops, manures, fertilizers, kharif crops plus rabi crops, plowing, irrigation. All these terms I have already explained you. Okay. While explaining the lesson, all these terms I have already explained. So this section is to be done in your classwork notebook. First you will complete the keywords, then only you will start the question answer of this chapter. Okay, and rest of the book exercises like true false we have done, that will be done in the chapter in the book itself. Okay, so this is the keywords which you have to write down. What is germination? The process by which a seed grows into a new plant is called germination. Obviously, the process by which a seed develops into a new plant, that process is called germination. What is the seed coat? It is the outer covering of a seed which protects the baby plant present inside the seed. Seed coat, what is the function? The seed protects the baby plant. Inside the seed there is a baby plant. That's why when we sow the seed in the soil, the baby plant grows out from it. So seed coat provide protection to the baby plant. What is cotyledons? Parts of a seed that store food for the baby plant. Now the part of the seed which store food for these two green sections, these are called the cotyledons. While the baby plant is germinating out, it gets its food from this cotyledon only. So that's why it is written parts of the seed that store food for the baby plant, they are called cotyledons. Dispersal, the process of scattering the seeds away from the mother plant is called dispersal. That process by which the seeds, they are being spread out, they are being spread away or scattered away from their mother plant, that is known as dispersal, seed dispersal. Agriculture is the practice of growing crops on a large scale for the food or other purposes. Yes, through agricultural process only we grow our crops and meet our food demands. Crops, plants of one kind grown on a large scale in a particular area during a particular season are called crops. As you can see over here, all these plants are of same type. Same plants, when they are grow on a large piece of land in a very particular season, that is known as crops. These plants are of one kind only. Then manures, plants and animal waste used for enriching the soil with nutrients are called manures. Manures are formed with the organic waste, that is the plant and animal waste, and they enrich the soil, they make the soil rich with nutrients, good for the plant growth. Next is fertilizers. Chemicals or natural substances added to the soil to increase its fertility are called fertilizers. Fertilizers are also a kind of manure, but they are man-made. They are prepared, they are manufactured in the factories, and they are made with the help of chemicals. Okay, some chemicals, or they can be prepared by the natural substances. Among the natural substances, they come in the category of manures only, in which plant or animal or organic waste is used. Kharif crops, crops grown from June to October, they are called Kharif crops, and crops grown from November to April are called Rabi crops. Plowing, to dig and turn over a field with the help of a plow. What is plowing? We have deeply studied in the stages of agriculture. The very first step is of plowing, when the soil is loosened with the help of a plow, that is known as plowing. Irrigation, to supply water to an area of land through pipes or channels so that crops grow well. As you can see, the water is being supplied to the crops through any pipe, through any channel. That process is called irrigation, because plants also need water for their growth. Okay, so this was all about keywords. First, you will start your work in Science Fair notebook with chapter 1, growing plants, keywords only. Name of the chapter, number of the chapter is also to be written, date is to be mentioned, classwork is to be mentioned. Date and day first you will mention, then you will write classwork, then you will write chapter 1, growing plants, and then you will mention keywords, and then you will complete your keywords. And before that, I have already sent you the audio message and the proforma how to start your science notebook. Okay, first 2 pages will be first will be the name, class, section, not section, name, class, subject, then 2 pages for index, then you will write UT1 decoratively, then you will leave 1 page for the syllabus work, and then you can start your keywords. Now the next book exercise is given in your page number 14. Tick the correct answer. First, seeds are present inside. Yes, seeds are present inside fruits. During germination, the seedling gets food from cotyledons. Maple and cotton seeds are dispersed by wind, because these are very light seeds, and light seeds are dispersed by wind. Which of the following seeds is dispersed by water? So out of these 4, coconut is the correct answer. Which part of a bryophyllum plant give rise to new plant? So leaf part. Now the fill in the blanks, you will write these correct words in the blanks also. That is your duty. Okay, I have tick marked the correct option, but these words are to be written here also. Likewise. Like this, you will fill up this blank. Okay, plants are obviously living things. Second, a seedling gets water and minerals from the soil through roots. Obviously, the seedling gets water and mineral from the soil, because seed is inside the soil. And through what? First, it develops its roots, and from the roots, it starts getting water and mineral. Third, maple seeds have wing-like structures. Okay, they have wing-like structures. As we have seen in your book, now you all are having books, so you can see these are the maple seeds, and these are the wing-like structure which help in its dispersal through wind. Lotus plant has a spongy, light fruit which can float on water. 2 blanks are there and 4 hints are also given. So out of these 2, 1 correct will be filled here, that is light, and out of these 2, float is correct, so float will be filled over here, because lotus plant, it has a spongy and light. The things which are light, that can only float on water, lightweight. So lotus plant has a spongy light fruit which can float on water. Fifth, cotton grows well in black soil. Okay, cotton grows well in the black type of soil. Now question number C, again you can do in the book only. There is a space given and it is very short type of question answers. First you will draw line with a scale and pencil, and then you will fill the answer. Okay, so 2 plants that are grown from roots, I have written carrot and radish. You can also write sweet potato or some other examples which are given in the book. That's completely up to you. I have written carrot and radish. These plants are grown with the help of roots. Similarly, 2 plants that are grown from stems, I have written rose and potato. You can also write onion, ginger, etc. 2 seeds that are dispersed by explosion, that is pea and poppy. 1 balsam example is also there, that also you can mention over here. 2 examples of kharif crops, rice and maize. The part of the seed that protects the baby plant inside a seed, that is seed coat. Right now we have studied in the keyword section that seed coat It protects the baby plant present inside the seed. So it is known as seed coat. Now coming to the question answers, let's see. Let's revise the question answers also. So the first question is, what is germination? So the process by which a seed grows into a new plant is called germination. Germination वो process है जिससे कि एक जो seed है वो एक नए plant में, new plant में grow करता है, उग जाता है. So that process is known as germination, which help a seed to grow or to develop into a new plant. Second, what is seed dispersal? So it is the process of scattering the seeds away from the mother plant. वो प्रोसेस, वो तरीका जिससे कि जो सीड है अपनी मदर प्लांट से स्कैटर्ड अवे हो जाए, उनसे दूर हो जाए, दैट इज नोन एज डिस्पर्सल. बिकॉज सीड डिस्पर्सल इज इंपॉर्टेंट, लॉट्स ऑफ रीजंस आर फॉर दैट विच आई हैव ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन. कि अगर वो अपनी मदर प्लांट के पास ही सारे सीड्स गिर जाएंगे तो उनमें बहुत ज्यादा कॉम्पिटिशन हो जाएगा, एंड दैट विल नॉट बी हेल्दी फॉर द ग्रोथ ऑफ ईच एंड एवरी सीड. सो इट इज वेरी मच इंपॉर्टेंट. इट इज अ नेचुरल फेनोमेना ऑफ द सीड डिस्पर्सल, जिससे कि हर सीड को प्रॉपर सॉइल, न्यूट्रिएंट एंड प्रॉपर कंडीशन और एनवायरमेंट मिल पाए फॉर देयर ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट. सो सीड डिस्पर्सल इज दैट प्रोसेस by which the seed gets scattered away from their mother plant. It is the process of scattering the seeds away from the mother plant. Next question, what is the difference between Kharif and Rabi crops? Always I have told you, whenever the questions of differences come, then you have to make two columns like this. On one side you will mention one thing, Kharif crops, on the other side of the column you will mention Rabi crops, and then you can write the differences either point wise or in paragraph wise. That's no issue. But the differences, the questions like this should be attempted, should be solved, should be answered in this format, in this manner. So look at it very carefully. Now first we have to mention what are Kharif crops. So crops grown from June to October, or grown in summer season and harvested at the end of monsoon season, those are known as Kharif crops. So right now, according to this season, which crops will be sown? Yes, you are right, Kharif crops will be sown, because summer season is going on, and that's what it is told, that crops grown from June to October or grown in summer season and they are harvested at the end of the monsoon season. Right now they will be sown in the soil, and at the end of the monsoon season, that is around July that is around September, end of the September, they will be harvested, they will be cut. So those examples include rice, maize, brinjal, gourd. Okay, gourd is our common ghia, that is known as gourd, gourd. So examples of the crops also you have to write in that column. Now Rabi crops, crops grown from November to April or grown in winter season and harvested in spring season, those are called Rabi crops. So when winter season will come, that will be the Rabi crop season. Okay, in that season Rabi crops will be sown, and at the end of the spring season, that is at the April end or May starting, they will be harvested. So examples include wheat and gram, cauliflower and peas. Okay, so 3 questions were there this side. Now let's see the next question. How do animals help in seed dispersal? Okay, one more thing I would like to tell you. Okay, later on I will tell you what diagrams you have to draw. And kids, one more thing, if the diagram question is itself in the answer the following question, then it is very okay. But if the diagram question is not there and I am telling you to draw some kind of diagram related to the chapter, then you will draw that diagram in the white pages where you are doing that chapter question answers or that chapter keywords. In those white pages only you will draw the diagram of the concerned chapter. Okay, this trend we used to follow in our grade 4th also. Okay, so whatever chapter we are dealing with and any diagram work is there with that chapter, then that diagram work will be done in those white pages where you are doing the question answers. You are doing the question answers in the rule pages. Okay, so in front of that only you will draw the diagram. Name of the diagram should be given. Labeling of the diagram should be done properly with pencil only. I am again and again telling, nobody will use pen. Nobody is going to use pen in the science notebook. No allowed. Pen is not at all allowed. You have to do all your written work with pencil only. If coloring is to be done, that too with the pencil color or crayon colors only. If you want to highlight something, highlight any heading or point, use it with the pencil colors only and avoid using red ink or green ink. These two inks will not be used. Rest any color you can use, like light yellow, brown, pink. Okay, fine. Question 4. How do animals help in seed dispersal? Now you have to answer. You have to tell about the role of animals that they play which help in the seed dispersal. So birds and animals eat fruits. At times, undigested seeds of these fruits pass through their digestive systems unchanged and come out in their droppings. Yes, it is a very common phenomena in the nature that birds and animals, they also use some of the birds and animals, they used to eat fruits, but whatever the seed part is there, that is not being digested inside their body or inside their digestive system. That seed passed out from their body undigested as it is through their droppings, in their dung. Okay, so in that way also, if the seed is fallen on some moist soil or it has got some good germinating condition, then that is also one of the method of seed dispersal and growing of the plants. Now some seeds like datura, cocklebur, tiger claws, these are name of the seeds. Okay, datura, cocklebur, tiger claw, they have spines which stick to the bodies of animals or birds and are carried away. Now these seeds, some of the special seeds like the datura seeds, cocklebur seeds, tiger claw seeds, these seeds have spines like a structure in their bodies, and with the help of those spines they hook and they stick to the bodies of the animals, to the hairs of the animals, to the fur of the animals. And whenever that animal goes from one place to another and rub its body against something, those seeds fall down on the soil, on the ground, and they germinate. Okay, so like this, these seeds are being carried away also, away from their mother plant. Okay, now human beings eat fruits like mango, jamun and cherries. The English of jamun is blackberry, and throw away their seeds, resulting in their dispersal. Obviously, in this question it is asking we have to tell the role of animals or birds or human beings, how they help in seed dispersal. So we human beings also, we are going to eat some kind of fruits, but most of the time we are not eating the seed part. What we do, we just throw it away in our garden or in the soil. So that is also one of the method of scattering or seed dispersal. Okay, so this was the answer for this question. Next question. How are cotton and maple seeds dispersed? So especially we have to explain how the cotton and maple seeds, they are getting dispersed. These seeds are dispersed by wind, as these seeds are light and have hair or wing-like structure which help them to get carried away by wind. Obviously, the seeds, if they have to be get dispersed, they carried away with the help of wind. So these seeds should be very much light in weight. Okay, or they should have some wing like, hair like structures which will assist, which will help them in being carried away with the help of wind. So that's why these seeds are dispersed by wind, because as these seeds are light in weight and they have hair or wing like structure also with them, which help them to get carried away by the wind. Now in question number 6, explain the structure of a seed with the help of a well-labeled diagram. Now you will write this question on the rule page, but you will draw the diagram on the white page. And which diagram you have to draw? This diagram. This complete diagram you have to draw, because explain the structure of the seed. You have to explain the structure of the seed. So this is the structure of a kidney bean seed. What is kidney bean? In Hindi, it is known as Rajma. Okay. And I could remember Hitesh Rana has drawn the diagram of, I think, kidney. No, the diagram of kidney, human kidney, is not to be drawn. It is a kidney bean seed. Its structure, its shape is like our kidneys, the organ. That's why its name is kidney bean seed. So this complete diagram you have to draw along with these labelings, this pink color labeling. Okay, so neat and clean way mein you will draw the diagram with sharp pencil, and all these labelings, all these names will be written also. Then only your diagram will be completed. And one more question is there, that is what is germination. First question was what is germination. Then with that question you will draw this diagram, germination of a seed. This complete diagram will be drawn, okay, on the white page. On the rule page you will write this answer, you will write this question, you will write this answer, and on the white page of your science fair notebook you are going to draw this complete diagram, germination of seed. Everything you will write also, seed, seedling, roots grow downwards, stem, cotyledon leaves, shoots grow upwards, warmth. Shoot is the first plant or first stem or the first leaf which come out of the cotyledon. That is known as shoot. It is the stem part of the seedling. And roots you all know. So this diagram is to be drawn with the question answer number 1. And this is diagram from your book. You have to draw in your answer number 6. Okay, is that clear? Fine. Next, what is the importance of seed dispersal? Now we have to explain what is the importance of seed dispersal. So importance of seed dispersal is the seeds are scattered over a wide area so that each seedling gets enough sunlight, air, water and space to grow. Yes, that's what the importance of seed dispersal is. Why the seeds are getting dispersed? So that each and every seed grow into a healthy plant. No seed is deprived of getting germinated. That's why the seed dispersal phenomena is occurring in the nature. That's why it is very important. Okay, so that's the reason the seeds are scattered over a wide area. Wide area means बहुत बड़े area में, बहुत बड़े land में वो seed scattered हो सके और हर seed को proper germinating condition मिल सके. That's what is the reason. That's what is the importance of seed dispersal in nature. And what are the suitable conditions? That is the sunlight, air, water, and also space to grow. Next, what is agriculture? Write the different stages of agriculture. So, agriculture is the practice of growing plants on a large scale for food and other purposes. Obviously, why do we grow plants? Because plants give us so many things. We need cereals to eat. As food items, we grow vegetables, we grow fruit trees, fruit orchards. So all these things are to meet our demand for either for food or some other purposes, because we also know plants gives us medicines like the tulsi plant, like the neem plant, like the mint. They are also useful for furniture work like the teak wood, like the shisham tree. Okay, so lots of usefulness and benefits are there from plant side for us. So that's why agriculture is the practice. Agriculture is important. It is the practice, it is the method, it is the phenomena of growing plants on a large scale. Agriculture is always done on a large scale, large piece of land, okay, for food and to meet the food requirement or other purposes. Now different stages we have to write the different stages. Write the different stages means you have to explain each and every stage of agriculture, which I have already explained in my lecture videos. So you have to watch that part of the video of this chapter in which I have explained the stages of agriculture, and I think that is the part fourth of this video. Okay. Yes, I think part 3 of the video. It is part 3 in which I have explained the stages of agriculture. So if you want to write down these stages of agriculture, you can note it down from here also, or it is given in your book also along with the pictures. So these are the 6 stages of agriculture. First is the plowing. Names I have already written. Plowing. Second is manuring. Third is sowing of seeds. Fourth is irrigation. Fifth is spraying of pesticides. Sixth is harvesting of crops. Okay, so these are the 6 stages of agriculture, and explanation of each and every stages is also given in your book. That in the plowing stage, the field is plowed. Plow means to dig and turn over a field with the help of a plow. as you can see in the picture, this is the plow machine which is fixed in the tractor, and with the help of this, the complete soil, the complete land area, it is being plowed. The soil is digged, it is being loosened so that the seeds could get proper air and space. Soil becomes loose. The main function of plowing is to make the soil loose, okay, so that air could incorporate into the soil. Second is the manuring. Manures and chemical fertilizers are added to the soil. They enrich the soil with nutrients. Obviously, plants also require nutrients and minerals for their proper growth, healthy growth. So it is done with the addition of manures and chemical fertilizers to the soil. Additionally, we spray manures and chemical fertilizers in the soil so that the soil becomes enriched with nutrients. Third stage is sowing. It is known as SOWING. Sowing. The third stage is sowing the seeds, in which seeds are sown in the field now. Now, after these initial two process, that is plowing and spraying of fertilizers and manures, third is sowing the seeds. So seeds are sown in the fields now. Fourth is irrigation. It means to supply water to the field through pipes or channels for growth of the crops. Obviously, plants also need water for their growth and development, because they are also living things, and without water they cannot do photosynthesis. So for their growth, we have to supply water to the crop fields. It is done either through the pipes or through some channels, as you can see in this picture also. Okay, so fourth process is called irrigation. The crop is irrigated means to supply water to an area of land through pipes or channels. So all these stages you will write sequence wise, and all these stages is to be explained also in your notebook. Is that clear? You have to explain in detail about all these stages. Fifth is spraying. Fifth is spraying pesticides. The crop is sprayed with chemicals to protect it from pests, insects like rats, beetles, etc. Example. Now some of the examples of pesticides also I have written, that is acephate, phorate, carbofuran, etc. So these are some of the common name of pesticides which are being used in our agricultural land so that the crops could be protected from the attacks of insects like beetles, pests like rats, etc. Okay, because there is danger of being crop damaged due to these insects and pests. So this was the fifth point. And sixth is harvesting. It means to cut and gather the crops. When the crop is ripe, जब फसल पक जाती है, then harvesting process is done. Simply the crops are cut from the fields and they are being gathered and processed. Okay, so that is the last stage, that is the harvesting. So if you want stages of agriculture, you can note down this which I have written with this: plowing the field, manuring, then sowing the seeds, irrigation, spraying pesticides, harvesting. All these stages, the same it is written in your book also, okay, with these 6 pictures. So all of you will write in the proper sequence, okay. Sequence will not be disturbed. Whatever sequence I have mentioned for the stages of agriculture, that only you will be writing, okay. So I hope this question is clear to your mind now. I have written over here that each stage is to be explained also by the students, okay, because explanation part is already done by me. I have explained you very carefully and very properly that how you are going to write the stages of agriculture along with the definition of agriculture. So please pause the video and do your written work either from my notebook or from your science book, page number 12. Okay, fine. So that was the last question. Now there are some let's do activities which are also very interesting activities. You should attempt doing these questions, these activities, these back exercises by yourself. So that's all for today's video. Soon I will be uploading one revision video of the next chapter, next topic, okay, that is about food and health. But till then, tomorrow is Saturday, so do complete your science book and notebook work neatly, cleanly, with proper writing without any spelling mistakes. Please take care of the spellings. Lots of spelling mistakes you people are committing. Follow the book, follow the video, consult your book, check the spellings. All the spellings are mentioned in the lesson. Do the reading of the chapter 2 times or 3 times for a better understanding. Okay, and then do your work neatly and cleanly, and as I have instructed you, diagram should also be there, should be proper, and then send your work in the class WhatsApp group with proper and clear pic. Sometimes the pic is blurred, sometimes it is not visible properly, and do mention your name and subject, that yes ma'am, this is my work, my science work or my maths work, with your name. Okay, please follow the instructions properly, listen to the videos completely. Okay, from the starting to the end, then only concept clarity will be there and all the instructions will reach to you. So thank you for today's class.